Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Hodge here, and we're back with another Smite and Rant. Hopefully, I think you guys liked it the last time, and so this time I'm going to do it again. Basically, I'm just going to talk about things that are on my mind, and while that's going on, you get to watch a game of Smite, which I'm still not fantastic at. Anyway, so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life at the moment. So, if you don't know, about me, if you haven't been around long enough, or if maybe I just wasn't open enough about it, about a year ago, I got pretty sick. Sick enough that I ended up at the doctor's office with like severe pains in my abdomen kind of area. I went in with a very high fever, could not get the fever under control, was constantly in pain. It was the first time I've been to the doctor in years. Pretty much the first time I've been to the doctor since I moved to where I live now, which was in college, which would be 2007. So, 7 years almost, or well, the time, 6 years almost. So, anyway, when I ended up at the doctor, I basically found out that I had a condition at the time called diverticulitis, which is something that someone my age, 26 or 25 or 24 at the time, should not be having. Basically, long story short, without being too gross and in depth, it basically is a problem with my colon that caused it to either get really, really infected or it might have ruptured. We're not exactly sure. And so I was very sick. I needed to be put on very strong antibiotics and a couple of procedures done. And to check it out, make sure I was okay, make sure I didn't have any warning signs of like colon cancer or anything like that. I was clear. Basically, I just got told by my doctors not to eat certain things and to stay very hydrated and eat a diet high in fiber, which I did. I have done for the most part since then. So I drink a lot of water now, and I eat a lot of fiber when I can. I try to, especially nowadays, try to eat a lot of spinach, which is very good for that sort of thing. And in the times that I can't, I try to take some sort of fiber pill or drink the fiber stuff, basically just to keep that up, because that does help with all of my possible pains and problems and things like that. With that came the realization that I had high blood pressure, which was not super surprising, being that my family does. Most of my family has pretty high blood pressure. My dad, as far as I know, in my lifetime, has always had a problem with high blood pressure. My mother did before she passed away, and so I mean it was kind of expected, especially with the fact that I am not the smallest individual, which has been pointed out by some particularly rude people on my channel. But yeah, so I mean I knew that about myself. I mean I've been in this body my whole life, and I have, at least since I was in like third grade or so, have always been kind of the biggest person in my circle of friends for sure. It was something I guess okay with for the sake of having to be okay with it, but it's not something that I was particularly happy or proud about. It just was kind of, as far as I was concerned, was my lot in life and who I was. And in high school, I did go to the gym for a while. There was a time when I went to the gym 3 days a week for a good part of my sophomore year of high school, which is probably the most in shape I've been ever in my life. But even then, when I was going, I was doing a lot of weightlifting, a lot of stuff like that, but never any cardio. And so my cardio was always just the worst. Once I quit going to the gym when I was in high school, I kind of did whatever I wanted to. I was pretty much lived a normal teenage existence where I ate really crappy food and didn't really do a whole lot. Didn't play a lot of sports. I was in band, so I did the band thing, which I think just the fact of being like outside and sweating and working hard for a lot, I think that kind of curbed some of the weight problems that I had. I was still a big guy, but I was not where I am now. Of course, I was also a teenager and not a 25-year-old. So I've kind of had resigned myself to kind of my existence. I would always say, well, I'm going to go work out, and I even did for a while. About 2 or 3 years ago, I worked out quite a bit, started working out again, started eating right. When I was doing that, I lost close to, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds. This is right around the time I started YouTube, actually, and so my kind of start of YouTube was also coupled with pretty significant weight loss. And I think I thought at the time it had a lot to do with eating right and exercising, but the more I think back on it, I think it had most to do with the fact that I wasn't ever sleeping. When I first started YouTube, I never slept, and it was bad. It was really bad for my health. It's probably the most depressed I've ever been in my life, because I was always tired and just always not in a good mood. But it's the grind that got me to where I am, so I guess I have to appreciate it. But anyway, so it probably wasn't the healthiest time in my life. Since that, right about the time I got married, I started trying to lose some weight again, and I lost quite a little bit for my wedding day, which was feeling good. And when I got married, I wasn't the best shape of my life for sure, but I was in a better place than I had been in the couple of years leading up to it. But then, yeah, as I got married, and you get lazy, I guess, and you get as with doing the YouTube thing, if you're really doing it, you spend a lot of time sitting down, a lot of time in front of the computer. Requires me to sit in front of a computer quite a bit, and so that sort of led to a pretty sedentary lifestyle, and all the weight that I'd lost previously, I put back on. And but you don't notice it, when you're just kind of everyday, day to day. You don't really notice it until things start happening, like clothes don't start not fitting anymore, or you get in a plane and realize that it's hard to buckle the buckle. But you don't get on planes a lot, or I don't, so it's not something I notice quite often. And so it's things like that, and I know that I knew that I needed to do something because my blood pressure's high, and that's not a good thing for someone my age. And you tell yourself, you're going to do this. You're going to get on the treadmill. We have a treadmill in our house. You tell yourself you're going to get on it. You tell yourself you're going to go walk around the neighborhood, or you're going to go walk somewhere, or you're going to eat better, or whatever. And I just never did it. I never did it, and I don't know. You get complacent with yourself. And so I guess it was about a month ago, 2 months ago, whenever I went to LA with Sony, to record some Infamous and some indie games and stuff, which you've seen the 2 videos that came out of that. When I left LA, my flight got canceled, so I had to reschedule my flight to an earlier flight. When that happened, I got bumped up to first class, which was awesome. However, something I've kind of made a point to myself was that every time I've gotten on a plane in the past year and a half, I've been able to buckle the buckle, which it's sad that would be something that would be difficult, but such is where I was. But every plane I'd gotten on, I was able to buckle it. Then I got in the first class of this one plane, and it was an older plane, and man, I couldn't do it. There's no way I could buckle the buckle. And so for the first time in my flying experience, which is limited, albeit, I had to ask for a seatbelt extender, and if I'm being completely honest, I've never hated myself more than I did in that moment. And but even still, didn't really know what I would do about it. It was kind of like I spent a good, 15, 20 minutes in the flight just kind of watching an episode of Shark Tank on the seat, but not really caring because I was so frustrated and mad and really just kind of embarrassed. It really was an eye-opening experience, which you think, like the fact that high blood pressure and flying cross country, so having to remember when do I take this medicine and having to worry about taking medicine every day, you'd think that would do it, but it didn't. I just kind of resigned it again to be my lot in life. Well, kind of through a fortuitous chain, I found myself able to start to go to CrossFit, which if you don't know what CrossFit is, it's the most intense workout I can think of. There's a lot of weightlifting, which kind of harkens back to what kind of made me tick in high school. But there's definitely a lot of cardio. A lot of these exercises that we do involve a lot of cardio. It's done in classes. So I go in the mornings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now, which is intense. I didn't expect to be going that quickly. I didn't expect to be doing 3 days a week right now, but I have found that my body has been pretty resilient with me as far as working out and stuff. And so I'm going 3 days a week, and I've been going now for about 3 weeks, and I feel great. I'm very sore quite a bit because my body's gotten a little squishy over the years, especially sitting here doing this kind of stuff. And so, getting out and working out is pretty difficult for me. Um, Things are hard. There's a lot of running. I'm not a fan of it, the running, because I'm a bigger dude. I got a lot to carry here, right? So, but it's been a journey. It's been interesting. It's been kind of enlightening, I guess, to see what my body can and can't do. I'm constantly surprised by my body as far as what it has the capacity to do beyond what my mind thinks it can do. Um, I am feeling better than I have in a long time. I sleep better. It's been crazy. Like when I sleep, man, I sleep deep. To be honest, like in the past, I mean, a year and a half, 2 years, I can probably count on like one hand, maybe, yeah, one hand, the amount of times like I can remember a dream or that I've slept deep enough to even dream. But now that I've been working out, man, I'm dreaming like every night. I don't remember them ever, but I know that I have them, um, which is just good. I mean, it allows me to. I'm sleeping like a bajillion times better when I'm awake for the most part, except for if I've like really killed myself with a workout. For the most part, I feel rested throughout the day. I feel a lot more alert. Um, I can definitely tell my metabolism has picked up. I definitely find myself being hungry all the time, which is the double-edged sword of working out, because now it's like, well, when I eat, I need to eat well and not just eat, which is the want and the desire when you are working out like I am. You get really hungry and you wanna eat more. Um, but yeah, I think it's overwhelming kind of to me because I've kind of, like I said before, kind of always resigned to this is who I am, this is my life. And I'm realizing that if I do what I'm doing right now for, ad infinitum, is that how to pronounce that? That it's not going to be that way. That I'm going to be a different person. And it fascinates me and terrifies me all at the same time. I'm very excited to see those sorts of changes. I mean, I can already tell that I'm getting stronger. Like I'm lifting a lot. Like I told you, there's a lot of lifts today. This week we've been maxing out things, which basically you lift until you can only get one rep. And so today it was deadlifts. And without getting too much into that and being like a crazy CrossFitter, like I can definitely tell that weight that I couldn't have lifted 3 weeks ago, I can lift now, and it just fascinates me and excites me for the future. I haven't seen a whole lot of, at this point, weight loss. But I don't expect to at first because I'm building like just a crap ton of muscle. I mean, I can see it in my arms and my shoulders. I can see that it's coming in. I can feel it like in my chest and my abs. I can feel muscles, and um, I didn't get like I am in a day, and so it's going to take time to rectify really the damage that I've done. Um, my long-term goal is to just completely get fit, like to stay fit, whatever that looks like. I don't know what that looks like in my body because I've never been that before. So it's completely new territory, but I think it just, you start to get older. I'm 25 now. I'm going to be 26 this year. My wife and I have been married for a few years, and at some point we will want to have kids, and I want to know, that I'm going to be here for them, that I'm going to be healthy for them, that I can be a role model in that respect for them. I don't want to have to be on blood pressure medicine. I think it's a thing that we do. Like I know so many people that have high blood pressure, and it's just kind of become like a thing that people are. And even my doctor, this is what baffles me, is that even when my doctor's like, oh, you have high blood pressure, there was never a conversation of why don't you work out or eat better or do anything like that. They didn't care. It was just, we're going to get your blood pressure medicine right and we're going to be okay. But I'm like, well, that's great. Obviously, I need it right now, but shouldn't you, as a doctor, I think, be helping me realize, like, you can't live like this, you can't go on like this, and I don't know. I guess it's good that I took it into my own hands. I'm so gracious to the people that I work out with and the people that run the gym that I go to, because even so far now, like I haven't changed a lot physically, but I can tell a mental change in who I am, a desire to be a better person that maybe hadn't been there before. And then there's also a part of me that's just super stoked to see what it's like to be in shape, because I never have been, like my whole life. I never have been, and it's exciting. And I tell you all of that, and I do it very, not, I won't say begrudgingly, but I do it very timidly, because in the past I've tried to get in shape and I tell people and then I fall off the wagon and I feel really bad about it. But number one, I don't see me falling off the wagon because of the people that I have around me as a support in my real life. The people that I go to the gym with, the people, my wife, my friends that are supportive of me getting myself in shape, that have been just incredibly supportive. And I tell you guys because, like it or not, you guys are a part of my life. You guys are a part of who I am, and you know me in a sense. You don't completely know me, but I do make it a point to try to be pretty open. If I didn't, I wouldn't be making a video like this, right? But make it a point to do that because I honestly, I need your guys' help. I think it's going to be a big thing for me to keep up with you guys, for you guys to know that, you know, I'm out there trying to get my life in order. I go in the mornings, and it's made my productivity go way up. You might have noticed there's been a lot of videos in this past week or so, and it has to do with the fact that I'm up and at 'em, and I'm ready, and I'm energized, and I'm feeling good. My brain is there in better ways than it used to be, and it allows me to come in and do things like this and have the drive and the initiative to not just want to lay in bed all day. I mean, my life has been very unhealthy up to this point. And I tell you guys so that you'll know what's up, and you'll know where I'm at, and you can even be a part of that. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, I do tweet from time to time about the workouts and about what I'm doing, and just to know that you guys would be there to give me, you know, a virtual pat on the shoulder, to kind of stand behind me and I don't know, cheer me on in a way. I need that. And so I'll do my best to not talk about it all the time. But it is something that I desperately want to do, and probably as I start actually, because right now I'm building a whole lot of muscle, and theoretically, once I build up a whole lot of muscle, the weight will start to come off. And so once that starts to happen, I might do some sort of, I don't know, campaign to lose weight. Maybe at certain milestones, I'll do certain things, and try to make it a kind of a game for me and a game for you, and something that we can be a part of together as a community, as a family, because I consider you guys a part of that, which is crazy. Like, the world that I live in, this YouTube thing is crazy and awesome and scary. Kind of a lot of things in my life are going right now is crazy, awesome, scary, and I'm okay with that. I definitely think, you know, a couple of years ago, did I think I'd be on YouTube making money playing games? No. Did I think I would be, you know, going to work out 3 days a week at probably the most intense workouts I've ever done in my life? No. But I think, you know, I got this going, I got my family, and I think I want to keep going. I want to keep doing those things. I want to keep being a better version of myself. And so I guess I said all of this to basically say, hey, be a part of this with me, right? You know, you guys know now what I'm doing. So in the comments, you know, catch up with me. Make sure, hey, you still doing what you're doing? I'm cheering you on, man. I'm on your side. You see me on Twitter, you see me around the internet. Just remember, man, we're friends. Like, I count those of you that watch my stuff as friends, as part of this team. And so, yeah, that's why I tell you the things that I tell you. That's why I'm trying to be more open and more honest about who I am and where I'm at. You know, it takes a lot for me to tell you a lot of the things I just said. Those are things that are very personal and very hard to say and to think and to even deal with and process, even internally. So for me to put them out there externally is even harder. But I do it all with the hope that it helps me to stay on track. And so hopefully you guys will help with that. If by chance there are any other CrossFitters out there, definitely reach out to me. One thing I've noticed with CrossFit is it's very community oriented. The people that I work out with are very much on my side, very supportive, very energetic, very I don't know, just like I said, community minded. So if there are any of you out there that are doing that, then hit me up. Twitter is the best way to get in touch with me. Definitely we can help each other out. Those of you that aren't, or just trying to do something to get your life in order, I say all of that to say, man, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm not saying you have to go out and join CrossFit, though that would be cool because it definitely is a different thing. But, you know, if you are kind of one of those guys or girls out there who does not feel great about the way that you look, that's something you can change. You can. I promise I am a living testament to the fact that you can get up in the morning and do the thing that's hard to do, or you can. I know for me, just going to the gym the first day was probably one of the most terrified moments of my life, but I did it, and I did it because at some point you have to say, okay, enough is enough, and I'm just going to do this. And so I go in every day, and the workouts are hard, or not every day, but every other day, and the workouts are hard, and my body doesn't want to do it, and there are things that I can't do. There are exercises that I try to do that I'm not at that level yet. I can't make my body do that, but I try, and I work at it, and I do that, and I can see results. They're tiny. Results are tiny right now. I'm definitely not like just killing it, but I'm doing so much more than I was before. And every day that I go in, I do something new. Every day that I go and I make myself get up in the morning when it's hard. My body is challenged, my mind is challenged, and I come out the other end of it feeling like I've grown. And I don't think I could ask for much more than that. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be the tiniest person in the world, but I can be healthy, and that's what I want. I want to be healthy. If in the process I get ripped, then cool. But we're definitely a ways away from there. My point at this point in my life, where I am in my journey, is to be healthy. So I want to say to you guys, if you're out there and you're feeling the same way, I understand, I feel you, and we can help each other out. If that's you, if it's not, if you're like, well, what is this guy talking about? Don't comment, don't be negative. It didn't have, you don't have to be a part of this. The ones that want to be can be, and if not, then forget about it. But I share that with you so you know that I am a real person. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to keep you guys posted on where I'm at and really make this a thing that we can kind of do together. I am in no means an expert, but I am learning, and I think I'm learning pretty fast, and hopefully I have really cool stories to share with you guys in the near future. Anyway, well, this match is about up, and I'm tired of talking, so I want to say again, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for giving a crap about the words that are coming out of my mouth. I intend to do this for a long time with you guys behind me, so thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.